I want the game played in Birmingham. I want some barbecue. I want to get a tailgate spot. I want a victory in the Magic City Classic. Did it happen? Find out next on the Alabama A&M Football Review. Let's see.
Welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with head coach Connell Maynor. Brought to you by Protective Life, Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, and University Kia.
Good evening and welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm happy to be your host, Ted Dixie. The 80th Magic City Classic was just held in Birmingham, Alabama, and you know the outcome. Today's show is brought to you by the number 4. 4 times in a row, Coach Maynor, with yesterday's score being 42-28. Congratulations to you, your team, and your staff.
Thank you. I'm just so proud of the players for bouncing back. It was rough the last 3 weeks. And really 4 with the open week, and we really needed a win, had to have this win, not only because it was the Magic City Classic, because it was the next game and we was kind of reeling. So we back on top, 4-3. We got another win in the Magic City Classic, as you say, the 4th one in a row, and that was huge for the players, the coaches, our program, the alumni, Bulldog Nation. And so we was pleased with the way they played, but we still got some work to do, got some stuff to clean up. And we'll get it cleaned up and be ready to go.
Coach, you found several other new student-athlete names during the last few weeks, and now they've got an opportunity, freshmen, sophomores, got an opportunity to play. That sets you up for next season already, right?
Yeah, yep, we did. Casey is playing well at cornerback, and that's huge because you got to be able to stop. You got to be able to cover people. You got to be able to put some pressure on them and be able to play man-to-man. And, of course, Green is playing well. It was his first game back, and he got an interception, a big interception early in the second quarter when it looked like Alabama State was about to take the lead on us, and he got a big interception in the end zone to turn them back, and then we went down and scored. So we was able to keep them from ever taking the lead, and that was huge in that football game.
The KC coach is talking about is Kenechukwu Nzemume out of the Atlanta area. Coach, you have a lot of student athletes from around the nation. The Magic City Classic is a big enough game that it does influence recruiting.
Of course it does. It's always nationally televised, and it's such a big game, so many people coming from all over because they know the date of the game, and they're able to put it in every year.
Right.
And the people take vacation, all sorts of things, and, the tailgaters be out there on Tuesday, the parking lot is full. And so it's just a family vacation atmosphere, and people come from Atlanta, D.C., Miami, you name it, they come from there, North Carolina. So it's a big-time recruiting, and we had the advantage the last 4 years.
Wasn't the typical crowd due to COVID and the weather, Coach, but a lot of times we aren't even concerned with the weather, but still when you come out on the field and you see 40,000 fans, it's got to do something for your adrenaline.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see that crowd that we had. I don't know how many it was exactly, 30, 40,000. But it was nice. The whole lower bowl was full. We just got a little mist. And I figured that once everybody knew that it wasn't going to rain, it was just going to stay like 55. That's great football weather. And the fans came out, they brought a little ponchos, weren't really worried about rain, just a little drizzle. And so they showed up and showed out.
Coach, we have to mention that the defense shut out Alabama State in the third quarter, and that helped propel you to the victory.
Yeah, we did because they scored opening points because it was 21-14 halftime. They got the ball first and went down and scored. So they did score in the third quarter on their first drive and tie the game up, but we came right back and scored, and then we did an onside kick and got it back and took back control of the football game.
The onside kick, Coach, you're going to have to explain that one in the next segment after we look at the first half highlights right here on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers. Get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
In golf, if you make a mistake, there is a mulligan. Well, in God, if you make a mistake, there is mercy. Aren't you glad God has mercy for your mistakes? Hello, I am PT, Pastor Troy. I want to invite you to come and worship with us at the Fellowship of Faith, where Jesus is exalted and the Word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm Ted Dixie, your host. The 80th Magic City Classic, first half underway, Coach. You come off the field after a stunning first half performance by your team, no doubt. You like to score first, Coach, and that always propels you a little bit further down the line.
Yeah, we want to score first. It just does something for you. Give you that confidence that, if they don't score, you can't lose the football game when you score first. And that's what I always say. When I look up at C7 zip, I say, if they don't score, we can't lose. And just give you that little confidence, give the defense a little boost to go out and play a little bit harder. But, of course, they came right down and scored right behind us and made it back 7-7 on a blown coverage. Our safety get all the way back in cover 3. And so we kind of, we've been doing that all year. And it continued. But, offense kept their head straight and went back down and scored. And got us back a 7-point lead. Was able to score again to go up 21-7. Right before the half, and they got it back with like a minute 30 seconds, right at midfield, and was able to take it down and score right before half. And that was a huge play. That was big on their part to cut it to a one-score game before half because they was getting the ball back after halftime.
Right.
And so that made it 21-14 halftime lead, which we was playing good. Just a couple plays. And it's usually like that in football. It's just a couple plays either way. They can say the same thing on their side, just a couple plays while we was up, where we scored 3 touchdowns. So it's normally about 5 to 6 plays in a football game that's the difference.
How did you keep the jitters down, Coach, knowing you're up by 7, but also with the last 3 and 4 weeks that you just talked about earlier in the opening, how did you keep that at bay while you're in the locker room at halftime?
Well, you just got to trust them. You got to trust them. It's their job. It's like a Quill Glass. If he gets sacked, he got to step back in the next play and look down the field. He can't be looking at the offensive line. They got to trust that. They got beat that time, but they're going to block him this time. Receiver drop a ball, you got to come back the next couple of plays and throw him another pass and trust that he's going to catch it, give him his confidence back. So it's a trust thing and confidence thing and getting those guys fired up and let you know that you believe in them and keeping them going.
Coach Eastman mentioned to me, Coach, that the FAMU loss really hurt the defense, and they did not want the outcome of the ball game to go that way. I'm sure that was in the back of the student-athletes' minds yesterday.
Well, It probably was, but we hopefully that, you got to have that short memory like a DB. You get beat for a touchdown, you got to let it go and come back and play. And so hopefully we had put that behind us, but they are human. And so I don't know if they were thinking about that, but if you just go out and play one play at a time and do your job, play hard as you can, everything else will take care of itself, and I think that's what they was able to do yesterday.
The intensity that the student-athletes displayed yesterday, especially hometown hero Gary Quarles with his over 100-yard rushing performance.
Well, Gary is just a little beast, man. He's the heartbeat of our team, heart and soul, probably the toughest guy on the football team, pound for pound. He's every down back. He don't come out the game, man. I think they put up a stat where he's 66% of our offense and goes through Gary Quarles. I think he had every carry except for maybe 12 carries in the running game this year. He don't come out the game. He first, second, third down, we throw him the ball. He's an excellent blocker. He threw the block on the first touchdown. He threw the block on the touchdown to Abdul. And Kendrick was beat. He stepped up and hit the guy. And the next time the guy came on a blitz free, and Gary stepped up and hit him, gave O'Quill time. So he played so big. And then on I think the last touchdown, that third down and 7, he cut back and got the first down. And then the next play we scored with Kendrick. So if he don't get that first down, then we have to kick a field goal. He just makes so many plays and does so many little things that people don't really see and know that he's doing to help this football team win. And the good news is he's a junior. He'll be back next year.
And you also have to talk about one of the leading scorers in the nation, D. Anderson.
Yeah, D has really helped us. We had a great receiving core coming back, the Outlaws, and then we added D for that goal line presence and just the big body presence. Everybody loves to play man-to-man on that backside. And you get a beast receiver like D that you can throw back shoulder fade, slants to, that they can't stop. And it's going to be hard to keep playing that coverage.
Hopefully, folks, you will get a chance to take a look at the onside kick that we spoke about earlier right here on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Don't get hit hard by low trade offers.
Get up to $5,000 over Kelly Blue Book fair market value for any trade at University Kia. Check out our large selection of new Kias. University Kia proudly supports Alabama A&M University football. Go Bulldogs!
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Hello, I'm Pastor Troy. The game of football is a lot like the game of life. You have to tackle your problems and block your fears. I just want you to know there is victory in Jesus. I want to invite you to worship with us at one of our anointed services at our Huntsville campus or our Madison campus. At the Fellowship of Faith, Jesus is exalted and the word is explained. We love Alabama A&M. Go Bulldogs!
Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs, or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Thank you so much for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor. I'm happy to be your host, Ted Dixie. Coach, you win 42-28. You're starting another streak. As we said earlier, this show is brought to you by the number 4. Four victories in a row in the Magic City Classic. But the real deal is, Coach, you have a chance to have 4 consecutive winning seasons here on the Hill. Yeah, that's huge, Ted, because it had been so long since 11, since we had a winning season. And, and that's a tribute to these seniors that we got. That was those guys 4 years ago that bought in, helped lead these guys to our first winning season since 11, and then, of course, continued it. And again, last year going undefeated, and now we're back above 500 at 4-3. So we need to finish out, get Valley this week, and win the last 2, and send these guys out 7-3, and have 4 consecutive winning seasons. And that's such a tribute to those guys, how hard they work and believe and bought into this program, and me and my system and our coaches, and got this program turned around and headed in the right direction. Following through their leadership and their blood, sweat, and tears of getting these young guys to buy in and do the things we got to do to be successful. How can you tell that your culture is taking hold, Coach? That's how you can tell. The wins. They understand, and they got to start holding themselves accountable. They got to police themselves. It can't always be the coaches. And once the players start policing themselves and holding each other accountable, that's when you know you got something good and it's going to last. Of course, you mentioned Gary Quarles being one of the student athletes that's coming back next year. But to close out this season, Coach, what do you want to see out of your team? I just want to see them finish strong, continue to get better every game. Like I said, we played well Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, but we still make some mistakes. They got some stuff we got to get corrected, and that's what I want to see us do. I want to see us get that stuff corrected. The guys continue to play hard and fast for 60 minutes and continue to get better, and that's always the goal, to get better every week. And we continue to do that. That's going to propel us to next year. If we can get on another 4-game winning streak heading into next year, it'll make the offseason that much better. Of course, Coach, I got an opportunity to watch you work yesterday on the sideline. You made a comment trying to even talk about a defensive coverage, but you said this is not Pop Warner. What do you mean by that kind of stuff, Coach? Well, we just got to do a better job of disguising some of our defenses and our coverages. Because I thought we gave them some looks where they just took advantage of the little quick throws because we were so far off. So we just got to mix that up, show cover 2, play cover 3, press, bail, play cover 3, press and stay up there and press, show 2, show 3 and play 2. We just got to mix it up, our looks up, and don't give them a pre-snap and post-snap the same look to where they can just take advantage of the defense that we're playing. And so, I did say that, this ain't Pop Warner, because Pop Warner, they don't disguise defenses. They just get in defense, and they going to play this cover 3 the whole time. And you just throw hitches on them all day. So, in the heat of the battle, I say some stuff that. Your intensity, Coach, that's what got me. Oh, well, you have to be that way. You have to be that way. It ain't all right. It ain't all right. It ain't all right to get beat. It ain't all right to keep missing tackles, blowing coverages, throwing interceptions, turning the ball. It ain't all right. It ain't. Ask the fans, is it all right? They'll tell you it's not all right. So you got to let those guys understand. They come over there and the teammates say, man, it's okay. No, it's not. It's not okay. It's not okay to be losing. It's not okay to keep making the same mistakes. Okay, so get it right. Get it right. That's why we practice. Yeah. And of course, it's very interesting, Coach, when I get a chance to see you coach the coaches. So at one time out, while your quarterback coach, Jason Myers, having a fit, you told him to calm down. Yeah, I told him to calm down, man. Just relax. He gets upset sometimes with the calls come in, or he says something and they don't do it. That's part of it, man. These guys, that happens all the time. Happens every day. But it's a time and place for it all. And, when we call a timeout, we're about to walk on the field, it's not the time to do it, So, I had to tell them, calm down, relax, I got this. And, of course, being up in the booth, you get a chance to hear offensive coordinator Dwayne Taylor. That's a very interesting conversation as well. When we come back on the Alabama A&M Football Review, we'll give you a preview of those Delta Devils from Mississippi Valley State right here on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynor.
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Bulldog fans, the Alabama A&M Athletics Department is calling on you to help our student athletes. The Bulldog Strong Fund focuses on our student athletes by encouraging competition. During this global pandemic, competitive excellence takes on a new definition for our Bulldogs. This fund enhances our efforts to ensure our athletic department can service each team to become a prominent national competitor in all aspects of NCAA Division I athletics. Donation to the Bulldog Strong Fund will be used to cover student athletic scholarships, supporting recruiting efforts, and creating additional health and wellness initiatives. We're under tough and challenging times, but with your support, the Bulldog Strong Fund will thrive. Donations of all sizes make a huge difference and are greatly appreciated. Visit amusports.com to learn more about the Bulldog Strong Fund and how you can donate now. Thank you in advance for your continued support of Alabama A&M athletics and our student athletes. Go Bulldogs!
Union Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, a church with a big heart of love. Located at 315 Winchester Road in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the leadership of Dr. O. Wendell Davis. The worship services begin at 7:45 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. every Sunday. Now, we pray that you are blessed by our worship experience.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Football Review. We hope you are enjoying the show and enjoying the season. The Bulldogs are up 4-3 on the season, Coach. But we got a big game this week, Mississippi Valley State, and they're serious.
Yeah, Coach Danzy is doing a great job with those guys in Mississippi Valley. He's really got that program turned around. He got those guys believing in themselves in Mississippi Valley. They're playing everybody tough. They're a couple plays away from having 2 or 3 more wins. They played Jackson State, arguably the best team in the league right now, yesterday, and I think they lost 28-19. So by 9 points, and they're playing everybody tough. We got to be ready to play, man. We got to be ready to play. They're gonna come in here looking for that victory that they're being hungry for, being so close to the last couple of weeks. So they got a good defense that fly around, defensive end that's causing havoc. One of the best players in the league. Be up for Defensive Player of the Year. Then the offense, they spread it around. They can score points. Again, they just scored 19 against Jackson, who has probably the best defense in the league. So we got to be focused. We got to put this Magic City Classic behind us after the day, and we got to get ready for Valley, man, because they're not the same old Valley.
Quick word, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's why I'm wearing the pink socks. Ladies, early detection is the key for long-term survival rates. And of course, several of us dealt with cancer over the years here on the staff, Coach, and we will all tell you the same thing. Early detection is the key. Go see your doctor.
Yep, got to get those tests. Got to get those tests. Yearly checkups.
And then, of course, folks, Mississippi Valley State comes to town. We need your feet on the concrete at Lewis Cruz Stadium. I believe that kickoff's at 1 o'clock p.m. Coach, you like early games?
It is 1 o'clock. It is. I like early games. Get in, get it over with, and we can start watching some tape and get ready for the next opponent, or maybe watch some football games later and just relax, because you work so hard, put so many hours in during the week. Like we just got back last night and back up this morning doing the show.
Right.
And then we got staff meetings. We got to watch tape on last night, get that correct. And then we got to watch tape on Valley. So Sunday's a big, long work day, and anytime you can get that extra rest on Saturday night, you need it.
Let's talk business, Coach. There's one more season left for the Magic City Classic to be at Legion Field. After next season, what are your thoughts about what we ought to do?
I really, really my job is to get my team prepared and win the game, no matter where they play it.
Okay.
And that's the way I'm going to look at it. I'm pretty sure the fans want to stay at Legion Field. The tailgating is unreal at Legion Field.
Right.
I think Jay Walker said that the Magic City Classic was the #1 tailgating spot in America. And I already knew that. I didn't need Jay to tell me that.
It's about 2 square miles
right.
of tailgate.
And, I mean, houses three blocks all the way around the stadium got something in the yard, a tent, cooking out, selling stuff, partying. It's unreal. It's unreal. And if they move the game, you're going to lose that. And so I don't know how important that is to everybody. But at the end of the day, I just got to keep winning.
That's right. And, of course, Coach, most of the fans do not understand that tailgate or the police escort from the hotel to the stadium. And you get to see the interest in the fans and the excitement. Yeah,
it's nice. We have our regular state troopers, and then we get about 6 policemen on the bikes. And they're flying up there, cutting off traffic on the highways and all the way into the stadium. And it's just a great environment. And, that's why I took some extra players this week. I want everybody to be able to experience the Magic City Classic and what it does. We went to the museum again, and, the guys get to see
the Birmingham Civil Rights Museum.
Yes, the Birmingham Civil Rights Museum. And the guys get to see what their ancestors sacrificed. Rosa Parks in the bus, and Martin Luther King, and for all their rights that they have today to sit in the front of the bus, ride first class, or use the same bathrooms. And it's such a huge opportunity, and for these guys to be able to go and see that and experience that, and then play in the Magic City Classic and see the tailgate, and see the 40,000 people outside the stadium and 40,000 inside the stadium. And just a huge, huge, huge event, and it's the best classic in the world.
And of course, folks, the Bulldogs won the Magic City Classic, the 80th edition, 42-28 over Alabama State, 4 in a row. Today's show is brought to you by the number 4. Bulldogs on track to have 4 winning seasons in a row. Coach Maynard has won 4 Magic City Classics in a row, and we have 3 games left to ensure that we have 4 winning seasons in a row. So, for Coach Maynard, I'm Ted Dixie. Thank you so much for watching us, and we will see you next week when we will talk about another Bulldog victory right here on the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Connell Maynard.
Bulldog fans, thank you for joining us today for the Alabama A&M University Football Review. Bulldog faithful, we encourage your support and participation. Until next time, go Bulldogs!